The movie begins with a lovely woman named Kellyanne, who wakes up next to a street in the busy city of Montreal. Her stylish look and calm attitude indicate that she is not without a home. As the sun starts to come up, Kellyanne heads to the nearby courthouse. Once she goes through the security checks, she can enter one of the trial rooms along with other people. Soon, the judge lets everyone know that they are ready to begin the trial for Mr. Ludovic Chevalier. He is being accused of kidnapping, imprisoning, extremely hurting, and murdering 3 innocent girls. Additionally, he is also accused of making inappropriate and offensive materials. In this scenario, we learn that everyone in the courtroom is part of the jury. The judge then explains that the trial will last for the next 2 months. He kindly asks everyone to be unbiased and just, ensuring a fair trial for Mr. Chevalier. We can find out what will happen to Chevalier. The judge also warns everyone that some of the evidence they will show in the coming months may be really disturbing because it involves violence. If someone has a weak heart, they should leave right away. When questioned about his plea to the charges, Chevalier pleads not guilty. Then, the prosecuting attorney has the chance to speak. She goes straight to the main point and mentions that Kim LeBlanc, Justine Roy, and Camille Boulet were young teenagers with aspirations. From the ages of 13 to 16, these young individuals were incredibly talented in sports, academics, and many other things. Tragically, their lives were abruptly ended by a horrific man. The speaker discloses that Chevalier created a disturbing space in his garage, which the 3 girls tragically became involved in. This room was thought to be made up on the secretive part of the internet, but it has now been confirmed to be real. According to the lawyer, these rooms are where people are subjected to torture and murder, and the whole event is broadcasted live on the internet. To make things even more disturbing, some individuals actually pay a significant sum of money to witness this horrifying spectacle. The lawyer reveals that she watched the evidence videos once but never dared to view them again. The disturbing visuals included protruding intestines, blood scattered all over, body parts severed, eyeballs violently slit by a knife, and countless other unimaginable horrors. A member of the FBI discovered Kim and Justine's videos exclusively on the dark web. Fortunately, she believes it's a good thing that she didn't come across the video of little Camille, as it would have caused her even more disturbing dreams. In the following discussions, other professionals will provide clear explanations about the distinction between the deep web and the dark web, how red rooms operate, and the concept of supply and demand. Furthermore, they will also point out that the eyes, body posture, and physical characteristics seen in the videos all belong to Chevalier. After that, she starts claiming that the person responsible is actually Chevalier, and the lawyer promises to seek justice for the families of the deceased before sitting down. Now, it is the turn of Chevalier's lawyer to address the audience. He begins by stating that the mistreatment of the girls was incredibly terrible and atrocious. Nevertheless, he urges the jury members to remain unbiased. He believes it's simple to accuse someone who is already in a difficult situation. However, since there is no actual proof, none of these people can be certain whether or not he is truly the one responsible. The lawyer representing the accused then adds that his client is an exemplary member of society. He has always followed the law, even avoiding minor offenses like receiving a citation for parking. He is being blamed for something he didn't do, solely based on his physical resemblance to the killer. We find out that the killer always wore a mask in his videos, but his eyes were still noticeable. Many people suspect that Chevalier is the killer because his eyes and body structure resemble those of the suspect. Additionally, horrifying videos were discovered on his personal computer. However, the attorney argues that it is possible for someone to have hacked into his computer and planted the videos there. In addition, he notes that Chevalier has led a very uncomplicated life, as his recent statements indicate no significant financial activities. If Chevalier were truly the murderer, he would have had a lot of money since many immoral individuals pay to witness these horrific online rooms. The lawyer concludes his speech by stating that there is no definite proof identifying Chevalier as the murderer. No one has solid evidence against him. Once the day's hearing concludes, everyone exits the courtroom. Outside, there are reporters talking to a girl. She doesn't think like most people and believes that Chevalier is not guilty. She thinks the prosecutors are trying to make him look guilty. According to her, the actual murderer is still out there walking around without any consequences. However, there is another side to the story. We have Kellyanne, who comes home to her extravagant apartment in a tall building. She resides by herself and dedicates a majority of her time to her remarkably arranged computer systems. Kellyanne is not only a well-known model in her area, but she is also involved in trading, is a skilled poker player, and has a great passion for technology. She has an AI assistant to manage her schedule. When she is done with dinner and a shower, she sleeps in the same spot where the movie started. This is because she wants to get to the courthouse nearby as soon as possible. It's clear that she is really intrigued by the murder case taking place. Afterwards, the woman who had spoken to the reporters wakes her up and surprises her. The woman's name is Clementine, and she asks Kellyanne if she wants a cup of coffee in a kind manner. Kellyanne declines, mentioning that she doesn't drink coffee, but their conversation signals the beginning of their friendship. Later, they reach the area in front of the court, and Clementine continues to talk nonstop about Chevalier. It seems like she is really intrigued by him. When the trial proceedings start again, they request the mother of one of the victims to deliver her testimony. The lady who doesn't have much money shows a photo of Camille and says it was taken on the day she went missing. She also tells us what Camille was wearing, which was her school uniform. After that, the lawyer representing the side accusing someone of a crime presents a photo of the same clothes that were discovered buried in Chevalier's house. The mother says she had braces, and the lawyer says they also found a picture of teeth with braces. This surprises everyone, but Chevalier remains seated in his glass box without any emotions or words. During the lunch break, Clementine talks a lot about how they are accusing Chevalier unfairly. She believes that the hidden school uniform could have belonged to anyone. When Kellyanne mentions that the uniform had bloodstains on it, Clementine suggests that the girl might have been menstruating. She also suggests that the braces could belong to another person. At this stage, she is extremely infatuated with Chevalier and fails to notice any warning signs about him. While the two girls have lunch together, Kellyanne quickly plays a poker game and manages to win some money. She even hands Clementine $20 to cover their lunch expenses. Later that night, Kellyanne is shown sitting in front of her computer, searching for information related to the case. It turns out she is a highly skilled hacker, using a range of dark web websites to obtain the information she needs. Firstly, she investigates Camille's mother and learns about where she works. Then, she discovers the address of their house by closely examining a police video taken outside. With the help of Google Maps, she discovers that their home has a locked entrance that requires a password. However, Kellyanne doesn't see this as a problem. She quickly manages to access the email account of Camille's mother and discovers the password for the lock. While it is an impressive accomplishment, we are unsure of her motives for doing so. After finishing her hacking session, Kellyanne decides to do some exercises to stay in shape. Then she goes to her modeling studio and takes pictures. In the following scene, while walking down the streets, she unexpectedly meets Clementine. The second person mentioned doesn't have enough money and mentions that she has been sleeping outside every night. Kellyanne feels sorry for her and invites her to her apartment. That evening, they order pizzas and talk about their experiences. Clementine explains that she is from a little town near Quebec and she has traveled a long way to offer her support to Chevalier. Eventually, they watch a comedy show on TV where the hosts are talking about the same murder case that has shocked Montreal. People mock Chevalier and insult him using different disrespectful names. Afterwards, they create a hotline where anyone can call and share their thoughts. Clementine, who is fed up with baseless accusations against Chevalier, sees this as a great chance to express her anger. She calls the provided number and joins the comedy show. Then, in front of a large audience across the whole country, she passionately expresses her opinion about the corruption in their legal system. She strongly believes that Chevalier is innocent and urges people not to label him as a murderer unless there is actual proof. She goes to the extent of accusing the hosts of being shameless and having guests who are brainwashed. The audience, in response, ridicules her on TV, leaving the hosts astonished. They immediately end her call and suggest she see a mental health professional, assuming she is mentally unstable. In the meantime, Clementine becomes very emotional and starts crying because she can't handle the difficult situation. The next morning, she is still feeling upset. When Kelly sees how sad she is, he decides to make her feel better by showing her how to play squash. Both girls are having a great time and their connection becomes stronger. In the following days, they are constantly together, doing everything together, from eating and sleeping to doing other activities. Kelly even finds time for her modeling and hacking sessions. In the following scene at the courthouse, it is stated that the horrifying videos of Kim and Justine's murders will be presented today. The videos have a duration of 28 minutes and 31 minutes. This presentation will provide significant insights into the identity of the killer. However, the evidence is highly sensitive, so the prosecution attorney states that only the victim's family members will be permitted to view it. Consequently, everyone else will be required to exit the room. Clementine is extremely upset by what is happening because she was really excited about watching those videos. She keeps sneaking a look through the door and can clearly hear the girls' distressing screams, while Camille's mother, who is very upset, immediately leaves the room. Clementine is curious to listen to the killer's voice, but not surprisingly, Kelly tells her that he doesn't talk. This indicates that she has already seen the video clips. Clementine wonders where Kelly found those videos, but Kelly vaguely responds, hinting that she got them from the dark web. In the meantime, we witness someone pretending to be affected in the courtroom, showing that the videos are extremely violent. However, Clementine still wants to watch them. And even though Kellyanne is reluctant, she eventually agrees. Kellyanne puts a pen drive into her computer at her house and begins watching the videos. As soon as they begin, Clementine's face changes and she becomes terrified and disturbed by the extreme violence of the murders. She gets really upset to the point where she can't continue watching for a while, and Kelly pauses the video right when it reveals the killer's eyes. Clementine is too unsettled to watch the second video, but Kelly insists on playing it anyways because that's what Clementine desired to see. Later on, when the two individuals arrive at their designated spot to rest close to the road, Clementine discloses her choice to return home. It seems that she has reconsidered her previous stance after witnessing the brutal acts of killing. During the subsequent court session, the specialist clarifies that this secretive part of the internet can only be reached by using the Tor network. He states that Tor is not created for promoting illegal activities, but rather to safeguard the privacy of its users. They were skeptical about the possibility of the Red Room existing on the Tor network for a while, since browsing on Tor was considerably slower. In recent years, internet speeds have improved so much that live streaming is now possible. People can use cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin to transfer money anonymously. Later that night, Kelly checks Bitcoin transactions and reaches out to an unknown seller on the dark web, who seems to be selling something highly valuable. He states that the cost is extremely expensive and many individuals will be competing for it. In reply, Kelly assures him that she is truly interested. The unidentified person then questions if she is prepared and asks her to inform him when she is. As time goes by, Kelly carries on with her responsibilities as a juror and her personal life. However, one day, while she is working out at home, her agent gives her a call to inform her of the unexpected news that she has been fired. The modeling company took Kelly off their website because they found out about her problem with gambling. This news makes her very upset, so she changes her hair color to blonde and decides to do something shocking. The next day in the courtroom, Kelly looks directly at Chevalier and puts in blue contact lenses to change her eye color. She takes off her fancy clothes and reveals that she is wearing a school uniform underneath. It's the exact same uniform that Camille was wearing when she got abducted. Afterwards, she wears a false brace on her teeth to copy how Camille looks. When people see her, everyone in the courtroom becomes upset. Camille's parents are particularly affected, and soon security comes to take Kelly away forcefully. She greets Chevalier by waving her hand, and to her surprise, he waves back. It's his first time interacting with someone like this. Due to this event, Kelly faces a lot of negative criticism. The media labels her as crazy, and all of her friends and agents sever their connections with her. Feeling alone and sad, she reaches out to the same unknown person she contacted before. She informs them that she is prepared and goes through some identification procedures. After this, the person informs her that he will provide her with the access code tomorrow at 7 p.m. However, in order to do so, she needs to go to a nearby payphone to ensure her safety. Kelly follows this advice and visits the payphone the following day to obtain the code. Without wasting any time, she promptly sells all her digital currency and then enters the access code onto a prohibited website. The clock starts ticking, and it appears that the third video of a murder, which the authorities haven't found yet, is up for sale on the secretive part of the internet known as the dark web. This video captures the horrifying moment when Camille is brutally killed. While the countdown keeps going, Kelly decides to participate in an online poker game on the dark web, betting with Bitcoin as currency. She desires to earn additional Bitcoin to improve her chances of winning the auction. Once the auction starts, many wealthy individuals commence bidding with low prices, but quickly surpass 10 Bitcoins. Kelly is feeling very stressed because she doesn't have a large sum of money. If she doesn't win the poker game, she won't be able to participate in the auction. The poker game seems intense because many experienced players are participating. However, using her deep understanding of poker and a stroke of good fortune, Kelly bravely takes a chance by wagering all her assets and emerges victorious. As a result, she now possesses 21.59 Bitcoin. With determination, she promptly places a substantial offer, commencing at 18.5 BTC and steadily raising it until it reaches 21.5. She is extremely anxious because this is the only thing she has, and luckily, no one can offer a higher price than her. When the auction is over, she eagerly downloads the video onto her computer and plans to watch it immediately. She seems quite pleased with her achievement, although she finds the red reflection on the screen a bit unsettling. Next, she secretly leaves her apartment by going through the parking lot without being seen by the surveillance cameras. Afterwards, she heads over to Camille's house and enters by using the security code. While everyone is sleeping, nobody notices her. Kelly quietly places a pen drive on the table, and it holds a video of Camille's murder. The following morning, a reporter stationed outside the courthouse announces that the case has finally been resolved. Chevalier made a surprising admission of his wrongdoing. This occurred after the police obtained a video recording of Camille's murder, which provided a clearer view of Chevalier's involvement. In addition, his Bitcoin transactions were traced back to his own account. The reporter ends her statement by saying that Chevalier will be imprisoned for the rest of his life. In the last scene, Clementine is being interviewed on a talk show. She explains that she noticed sadness in Chevalier's eyes, leading her to believe he is not guilty. Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.